Now, we are seeing a lot of panic and fear out there. The market today, it came down by the most that we've ever seen since 1987. And a lot of people are saying, that's it, we're done, the economy is doomed, run for the hills. I don't believe that this is Trump, the Patriots' plan. We knew that this was coming. We knew there was going to be an announcement. We knew they were going to drive the market down as far as they possibly could. Yes, we saw a little bump up today, but it came back down. This is when the Fed injected over $1 trillion into the system. Now think about that for a sec. Think about what Trump is having the central bank do. Why is he doing this? Why does he want this done? This will be the undoing of the central bank system. He is now setting them up. He is now positioning gold. He's preparing for the restructure. This is what this is all about. Now, listen, we could just have a crash. We can allow the central banks do what they do best, bring the system down. A lot of people will get hurt. A lot of jobs will be gone. People will lose pretty much everything. This is how a central bank establishment handles a reset. Trump, he needed a way to restructure the economy, to reposition everything, to set the central bank up without hurting the everyday person. Because remember, we're in a central bank illusionary system right now. He needs to bring us to a people's system that's based on manufacturing, that's based on trade, which is based on trade deals that aren't centralized. He had to do all of this in a way that it wouldn't hurt the population. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, he's hurting the population right now. Well, would you rather have this, where businesses closed down for a while? People waited out for a little bit. Yeah, I know there's no toilet paper. Would you rather have it this way, or would you rather have it the central bank way, where there's no food, there's nothing, everything comes to a screeching halt? Remember, we've been prepping for any situation. If you've been prepping, you shouldn't have a problem right now. I know a lot of people saying, why do we have to prep? It's ridiculous. I don't need toilet paper. I don't need gold, silver. I don't need food. I don't need this. Well, there's a reason why we were saying to do this. We have talked about this. We knew it was going to be a bumpy road when we transitioned. This is not a secret. What do you think the bumpy road was going to be? Now, we might see other things where we might not see them on the shelves for a little bit. Remember, this is driven by panic, by fear. This is what a restructuring looks like when you're trying to move this entire system into something completely different. And this is exactly what the Patriots are doing. Of course, there's many different agendas associated with this, which we'll be talking about in the next report. But when we look at this, you can see that Trump now is positioning himself to be on top, in control, and setting up the central bank to take the blame, to take the fall. We'll be talking about that in just a sec. But yesterday we mentioned how the other central banks, they followed suit and they cut rates once the Fed did, when they did the 50-point emergency cut. And we talked about Iceland, we talked about the Bank of England, and the ECB, they decided, and this is being run by Christine Lagarde, remember she was head of the IMF, they decided that they were going to leave their rates unchanged. Why? Because they want to bring the system down. They don't want to help with keeping the system alive. They're prepared and ready to blame all of this on Trump. You can see how it's turning out, but he's getting ready to turn the tables on all of them. And with this crisis, it allows him to do so many things with the economy, because now it's an emergency. And with an emergency, you can do amazing things. Think about the tax cuts. Think about the things that he's setting up right now where he's going to help the economy. This is what Trump said about the payroll tax cut. He tweeted out, Nancy Pelosi all of a sudden doesn't like the payroll tax cut. But when Obama proposed it, she thought it was a brilliant thing that all of the working families would benefit from because if you get a paycheck, you're going to take home more money. Isn't this what Trump is trying to do? Actually, he wanted 0%. Why did he want 0%? Because once we get rid of the central bank, a lot of these taxes are going to go away. Trump also said that he's going to provide capital liquidity to firms impacted by this event. He said, we will provide low interest rate loans. Remember, the Fed meeting is coming up on the 17th. What does Trump want? He wants these rates to go to zero, actually, eventually into negative territory. Who does this hurt? It hurts the central bank. It hurts the central bank establishment. Remember, their system is built on debt. They want to loan out the funds with interest attached. If interest rates are at zero or negative, how does this affect them? How does this affect the debt? And Trump, he's taking this a step further. Of course, with a crisis, you can do many different things with the economy. Remember, he wants to bring back businesses, manufacturing. That's his main goal. This is why he renegotiated NAFTA and made the USMCA. Because he knew he couldn't bring all of it back all at once. It'd be impossible. Remember, the central bank system, the deep state operatives, they've been moving everything out of this country for many years. For him to bring everything back in 4 years is completely impossible. He knew this. This is why he made North America a manufacturing powerhouse, to go up against the globalist system. And he just signed an executive order that will end medical supply chain reliance on China. What is he doing? He's removing this supply chain. And he's saying, buy American, making it so that manufacturers here in the United States, they will reap the benefit of all of this. Because people will now buy the medical supplies here in the U.S. The order would prevent federal agencies from purchasing medical supplies, including face masks, gloves, ventilators, from China. He's doing this because he has the ability to do this under the crisis. Now, today, we saw the Fed come out and they did something unbelievable. The New York Fed went full throttle with $1.5 trillion of liquidity. And they pumped it into the market, and the market all of a sudden popped up, but then it went back down. But that's okay. The whole point of this is to have Fed buy up debt. The Fed did this to prevent unusual disruptions in the market. The move was designed to prevent ominous trading conditions stemming from this event. Now, of course, when everything is all said and done, who is holding this debt? The Fed is. So the Fed is being forced to buy all of this debt. They're no longer unloading everything from their balance sheet. They're taking everything onto their balance sheet. It's making them very heavy. Because when everything is all said and done, who's holding all the debt? The Fed is. And when the time is right, the only one defaulting will be the Fed. This is the restructure. He is setting them up. And Trump, he was asked about the markets. And if you really look at Trump, the way he speaks to the reporters and speaks to everyone, he is very, very calm about the market. Think about it. The market was almost at 30,000 points. It came all the way down to 21 and change. Wouldn't you think that would rattle him? No. What did he say? He said the markets are going to be fine. Take a listen.
Are you going to sign the disaster declaration?
The market's going to be just fine.
Why do you say that?
And as you can see, he's very, very calm about the situation. He knows how the game is played. Remember, he's playing within their rules, and he knows there's going to be a certain point where everything's going to be turned around. Now, I do believe he's waiting for the Fed to make a decision. And as we approach the end of March, going into April, we're going to see things change quite a bit. Now, during these couple of weeks, we might see the market bob up and down. Like tomorrow, we might see the market go up again. to even everything out because he wants to keep it in a certain range. And this reminds me of post 1194, where this was a question and answer with Anons, and it said Federal Reserve ending, and then Q said structure. There's going to be a restructuring of the Fed. Now, what's very interesting about this is that this was in April of 2018, and we're approaching April, and it was April 19th, 2018, and we're approaching April where things are going to change quite a bit. Trump has been telling us that the spring and summer are going to heat up. Now, what's very interesting, as the market is coming down, as the event is being pushed, gold came down today. Now, a lot of people are questioning, why is gold coming down? Now, a lot of these elites and a lot of these people who have stocks, well, if they're short on cash, they have to sell a lot of gold. And there was a lot of selling today to cover their positions. So it seems that the elite who are hoarding gold, they are now liquidating their gold. And like Q has said, gold is going to destroy the central bank. I do believe that Trump and the Patriots, they are now setting up everything. Gold, the Fed, how everything operates. Trump has more to do. He's taking this time. There's a reason for all this. He's not worried. He understands that he can make this market go right back up. He has the magic wand. This is an illusionary economy. Remember, timing is everything. And that time is now coming closer and closer to what he's going to do. I know it seems like a very long time, but when we look back, it's going to be like, wow, this was only a month, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, that was it? God, it felt like it was forever. He needs everything to be in place. And when he has everything in place, everything passed, this is when everything is going to change. Remember, timing is everything. The Patriots are in full control.